Treating similar teeth in patients with comparable medical and dental histories is no assurance of a common outcome. This has been said by Engel. An ongoing and frequently occurring problem in endodontics is development of pain and swelling during or after the endodontic therapy. In some instances, flare-ups may occur following an access opening without proper root canal instrumentation or cleaning and shaping. So what is flare-up? Flare-up, according to Cohen, is defined as pain and swelling that requires an unscheduled patient visit and active intervention by the dentist. This has been said by Dr. Stephen Cohen. Flare-up is an acute exhibition of periradicular pathosis after initiation or continuation of the root canal therapy. So, flare-ups occur. When do they occur? They occur when there is improper treatment is rendered or when insufficient time is allowed for specific modalities in therapy. This has been said by Venn. Another term for flare-up is in endodontics is inter-appointment emergencies. This has been given by Mohammad Torabenjad. So, why flare-ups occur? Flare-ups occur, the basic reason is alteration of local adaptation syndrome. That is when there is irreversible pulpitis or periapical periodontitis. Endodontic therapy is performed leading to introduction of new irritants in the granulomatous lesion. A violent reaction may follow, which leads to liquefaction necrosis and alteration of the local adaptation syndrome. So, changes in the periapical tissue pressure. A research was done in dogs and it has been found that periapical pressure increases in 3 out of 7 dogs. In 2 it decreases and it remains unchanged in 2. So, we can see if there is increase in the periapical pressure, it leads to accumulation and pain. So, what are the changes which are happening, taking place in the periapical tissue pressure? So, once there is a irritation from physical aspects, there is an infection which may be bacterial, which leads to tissue damage, which leads to inflammation, chemical mediators, translation, exudation, which leads to pain and swelling. And this we have taken as a reference from Walton's standard textbook. The microbial factor, of course, it's very important. What happens due to apical extrusion of infected debris? Maybe iatrogenic over instrumentation, changes in the endodontic microbiodata or in environment, or secondary intraradicular infections. These are the microbial factors responsible for endodontic flare-ups. So, in cases of apical extrusion of infected debris, the asymptomatic chronic periradicular lesion, during chemomechanical preparations, microorganisms are apically extruded. Host will mobilize acute inflammatory cells to reestablish equilibrium. This is due to the transient disruption by the aggression and the defense. If you can see, as long as this balance is maintained, and imbalance, once imbalance is there due to over instrumentation, this is the file. So, this leads to the bacteria in the periapical region, and if there is no disturbance in balance, it will lead to no flare-ups. So, changes in the endodontic micro environment in the periapical region, incomplete instrumentation is also one of the cause for that. Secondary intraradicular infection, that is we do a improper cleaning and shaping, so more microorganisms come from the coronal aspect and they are also cause of flare-ups in endodontics. So, according to Cohen, what are the etiologic factors? Etiologic factors are, we can start from chemical irritants, over instrumentation, inadequate debridement, debris extrusion, overfilling, single visit endodontics sometimes has also been a cause, periapical lesions, retreatments. So these are the various references and authors which we had taken. So now what are clinical conditions that are associated with the flare-ups? So apical periodontitis, which is secondary to treatment, causes can be over instrumentation or over medication or forcing debris into the periapical tissues. A balance between microbial aggression and host defense of the periradicular tissue is disturbed. And third will be the host will now mobilize an acute inflammation to re-establish that equilibrium. Then I would like to talk about Phoenix abscess. Phoenix abscess is a condition that occurs in teeth which have necrotic pulp and a periapical lesion, but they are asymptomatic. The reason for this phenomena is thought to be due to alteration of the internal environment of the root canal space during instrumentation, which initiates a bacterial action. So Phoenix is we can also call it as a rebirth. According to Engel, these are the factors which are responsible: age, gender, psychological factors, anxiety, periapical tissue responses, immunological phenomena, and systemic diseases. Be informed. You have to take entire medical history of any patient you are treating. These are some few research details I would like to share with you. So percentage of flare-ups with different pulpal diagnosis. So if we can see that with reversible pulpitis almost less, with irreversible pulpitis less flare-ups, but only where necrotic pulp is present, the percentage of flare-up is very high. So we have to be careful when we are treating a case of necrotic pulp. And of course, the periradicular diagnosis, that is also equally dependent. With apical periodontitis, if it is present, the percentage of flare-ups are high. Percentage of flare-ups with pre-operative swelling or pain. So the patient who come to you with pain or swelling, the chances of flare-up are high in these cases, with pain also and with swelling also. See, this is a very, very important research which highlights the importance of single visit root canal therapy. So percentage of flare-up with type of treatment rendered. We can see that when we perform cleaning and shaping and obturation on one sitting, the flare-ups are very less. But if we are only doing cleaning and shaping, the flare-ups are maximum. So this research promotes the use of single visit endodontics to reduce chances of flare-ups. Management of flare-ups. Of course, antibiotics are ineffective because etiology is an antigen. Bacteria involved are inaccessible, they are resistant. So antibiotics may not reach the affected area. Analgesics. We need to prescribe the analgesics for relief of pain. They may be non-narcotic analgesics they relieve the pain without altering the consciousness. They are relatively ineffective against severe pain. So in those cases we can prescribe moderate amount of narcotics. So non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, yes, like aspirin, Brufen, they are very commonly used in endodontic flare-ups. The NSAIDs have been effectively used, and these drugs produce analgesia by actions on both, that is peripherally inflamed tissue as well as central regions of the brain and the spinal cord. The best aspect is, of course, prevention. We need to go in for a proper diagnosis. We need to identify the correct tooth that is causing the pain, ascertain whether tooth is vital or non-vital. We have seen non-vital teeth have more flare-ups. Identify if the tooth is associated with periapical lesion. It may have pain, swelling, so chances of flare-ups are high. Determine correct working length, that is minimize the iatrogenic errors. Proper radiographs, of course, you need to take help of apex locators, and of course complete expectoration of vital pulp tissue on first sitting, and preferably if indicated go in for single sitting. So this is apex locator of J. morita, one of the most popular apex locator being used. Of course, then you need to irrigate properly, preferably with a combination of irrigants, which may be sodium hypochlorite, chlorhexidine, a chelating agent like EDTA. Avoid filling too close to the radiographic apex. The old concept, that is 0.5 to 1 mm short of the radiographic apex, should be practiced, and perform apical trephination only and only if it is necessary. Reduce the tooth from occlusion. That is the basic principle of surgery. You need to give rest to the affected part. Placement of intracanal medication. Of course, calcium hydroxide is the medication of choice, and prescription of mild analgesics and antibiotics wherever condition require. I like to conclude, because bacteria are the source of pulpal and periapical infections, eliminating the bacteria will resolve associated symptoms. Prompt and effective treatment of flare-up is an essential part of overall endodontic treatment. But if you take my call, I will say that prevention is always better than cure. Thank you.